Some of you might have noticed today that some of your favorite Twitch streamers are offline. They're not streaming today. So now I regularly stream this show on Twitch, but today is different. Today, this show joins in solidarity with other creators against hate raids. So now I'm going to explain what that is. But first, this is an idea that was first created by Twitch streamers Shiny Pen, Lucia Everblack, and Wreck-It Raven, and uses the hashtag a day off Twitch. So what that is that it's just a day-long walkout, which aims to bring greater awareness to the problems that certain creators are suffering on the platform. So now, who is affected, what issues, and what's a hate rate? So to explain that, I actually want to turn this over to James Stephanie Sterling, who in this next video is going to break it down brilliantly.
On Twitch, channels can raid other channels after their stream is ended, sending all their viewers and chat users to another person's stream. The idea is for streamers to boost viewership for their friends and favourites, and of course on Twitch's end it just keeps people locked into the engagement that has become the #1 obsession across online media. The problem is, the concept of the raid has always been easily weaponised in order to harass and abuse others. The hate raid, as it's known, typically involves a dickhead with a fan base of abusive dickheads sending said dickheads to a target's channel in order to spam the chat and be dickheads. It's a shitty thing for anyone to have to deal with, obviously, but lately the situation has gotten completely out of control. Hate raids have gotten automated, with an army of bots now queued up to completely drown a Twitch channel's chat in racist, misogynistic, homophobic, transphobic bullshit. Pretty much anybody who isn't a cis-straight white guy is getting dogpiled by bots that have gotten around content filters and are using Twitch's relatively new visibility tags to find targets. I've been personally subjected to this hate raid shit myself, though my particular experience highlights the sheer lack of fucking imagination transphobes have. The abusive sentiment itself may be pathetic, but it's nonetheless exhausting to have to deal with, and it's disruptive to the broadcast as streamers and their moderators have to drop everything to deal with it. And not all streamers are lucky enough to have moderators, especially the smaller ones who are forced to deal with wave after wave of harassment on their own. And aside from simply trying to insult and offend people who aren't scum, one of the main points of this whole thing is to exhaust people, to divert their attention and give them a shit ton of work to do. But ultimately, of course, the overarching goal is the same as it's always been for the right-wing, gamer-gating, hateful little boys to drive marginalised voices out of gaming, out of online spaces, and to populate these spaces with unchallenged and unchallenging white guys.
Look, if you want to watch the whole video, I would definitely highly recommend it. It is at youtube.com/Jim Sterling, the Jimquisition. And look, they're right. By they, I mean James Stephanie Sterling, non-binary. People like me, cisgendered white guys, we don't see hate raids. Why? I'm white. I'm literally an example of white privilege in action. I don't have to face this. And look, I'm not that big on Twitch. Doesn't matter. They go after small creators. They go after marginalized small creators, black people that are members of the LGBTQIA+ community. That's who they target with these bots, with these raids. And so, look, even though, like I said, I'm not that big, I support this, and I support bigger Twitch streamers coming out and also supporting this. I believe the Surfs, Land to the Surfs is also supporting this, and he's been trying to get his platform away from Twitch as well. But look, I want diverse voices, not just in video gaming, as well as online. I want more diverse, voices and diverse people and representation. Why? Because it's interesting. I want women in gaming. I want them playing games. I want them creating games. I want them being represented in media. LGBTQIA+, Black, Asian, Indigenous, different people, interesting stories, new perspectives, new adventures, all that stuff. And nothing makes me happier than different people playing games that I enjoy and being represented. Representation is important. It's important in media. It's important in storytelling. And it's interesting. It's way more interesting. I don't need to play as a white cisgendered male because I already have that down. All right? I already got it. Been there, done that. All right? New experiences are fun. They're engaging. And you might actually learn something. And maybe, I don't know, at the end of the day, you might empathize with people who are different. Weird. But that's ultimately what these right-wing chuds don't want. Because they're reactionaries. They're reactionaries. And if you realize that different people happen to be also human and are not a threat to you or your way of life, guess what? Their politics goes away. They run on fear, anger, distrust, and ignorance. Learning about people, playing a mile in their shoes, hearing their stories, experiences is how you dispel that ignorance. When you do that, magically, it's like magic. All that stuff melts away. The fear and anger, the hatred. And the problem with that when it comes to the right wing is that's what they run on. They lose their power over people. They lose their ability to make money, to get views and clicks. And they cannot abide that. They cannot lose that little bit of power. Which is why, of course, I think it's important that we do things like this, that we step up and we advocate and we work to protect marginalized creators and not only protect those creators, but boost their voices. And that's why, for me personally, I'm taking a day off Twitch. And I think if you're a creator, even if you're big or small, doesn't matter. You should probably take the day off Twitch too. And even when you're back on, to continue to try to help and boost these marginalized voices and give them power as well. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like and share with your friends. You can subscribe and help out the channel by becoming a patron. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf, or you can become a channel member as well by hitting the join button below.